Now, I've been shooting with the Fujifilm X-H2S 1 week before its release, and despite the cons of this camera, I love every minute of using it. My name is Myron. I'm a wedding filmmaker and intermediate colorist from Detroit, Michigan, and for the last 5 years, I've been a wedding filmmaker. And if you like the colors of my wedding footage, you should check out my PowerGrade 101 free community. That community is specifically for beginners who want to learn how to color grade without having to use LUTs. And inside that community, you'll see my novice color grade crash course. That will be an option to purchase if you choose so. And also, when we hit 100 members, I'll plan a competition and the prize will be $400 to $500 monthly. Now let's get back to the video. Now, at the time of the release, the Fujifilm X-H2S was one of the few mirrorless cameras that could shoot Apple ProRes RAW and Blackmagic RAW outside of the Panasonic cameras. Another milestone is that this camera can shoot ProRes HQ internally and with multiple flavors of ProRes. At the time, that was only available through cinema cameras like Blackmagic, Red, the Ken Infinity, and even the RE cameras. And the biggest feature that everybody wants now is that this camera came with OpenGate straight out the box. At the time, a lot of YouTubers were saying that OpenGate was really only for social media, but look at them now. Ever since Lumix came out with their newer cameras with OpenGate natively, everybody been clamoring for that one specific feature. And the truth was, if they weren't picking cameras for specs or even egos, they would have had this feature about 3 years ago when this camera came out. Even with newer cameras coming out, I don't feel the need to upgrade because the Fujifilm X-H2S still have everything I need. All the newer cameras with their newer features, mostly the X-H2S already had at its launch day. Except for anamorphic D-squeeze, waveform, false color. And honestly, I would love to have those inside this camera. What makes the X-H2S so special to me is that it's a camera that I've grown with as a wedding filmmaker and a filmmaker in general. In fact, I actually grown with the entire Fujifilm system ever since the Fujifilm X-T3. I've learned how to use this camera inside and out, and I've created some amazing images ever since I owned it. When one of my brides went viral a few years ago, I shot her entire wedding on the Fujifilm X-T4 and the Fujifilm X-S10 at the time. And when CNN contacted me to use my wedding footage, they didn't ask if the camera was full frame or if they didn't ask if it was a Sony or a Canon camera. I've shot fitness content with the X-H2S, I shot my own music video with it and shooting another one this year. I freelance for a production company here in Michigan and they don't care that my camera is not full frame. The only thing any of them ever cared about was the results that I can give them. Now, is the autofocus up to Sony level? Honestly, no, and it haven't been, and I've known that ever since I bought into the system. And to be honest, I prefer cinema lenses and vintage lenses anyway, except right now I am using the autofocus lens because I am a little bit stuck on time. I've also been pairing my X-H2S with the Cineback system from Caleb Pike, and I love it, and I love the added functionality that it gives my camera. After Greg Fraser shot The Creator with the FX3, it really showed us what we can do with our cameras. The image quality they achieved was amazing, and really what they were using was an FX3, Atomos Ninja 5 with also a vintage anamorphic lens. Even though that lens did cost $75,000. They still showed us what our cameras were capable of. And to be honest, I do feel like that movie should always stay in conversations for filmmakers. Now, the only thing I wish Fujifilm would add in their next iteration or the Fujifilm X-H3 is waveform, false color, and a native RAW codec. Also, anamorphic D-squeeze as well. To be honest, this camera is almost perfect for me, so there's no need to bash it and hop on the hype train of hating on Fujifilm. At the end of the day, I know a lot of people complain about the autofocus not being up to Sony's level, but learn how to manual focus. In 2025, the camera is only as good as the person who's behind it. I know some people don't want to hear that, but it's true. If you can't work around the cons of your camera, then the issue is you, not the camera itself. No amount of features will make you a better filmmaker, only time, practice, and repetitions will. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, leave them down below. And also subscribe to the channel so you can get notified for future videos. And I hope you guys have a great fall.